Dancing it out. Good evening, good evening. Giving everyone a moment to hop on and join me. Good evening, good evening. Welcome. It is late. Okay. Instagram's being slow tonight at letting people know that I'm on. So good evening, welcome. Jessa Carter, the peaceful billionaire here, coming to join you this evening with number 10 of 10 ways to unleash your inner billionaire. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? All right. So, one of the previous ways, and I don't remember what order that I delivered them in because they've been spaced out over the past few weeks. And I always went with teaching the one that was resonating for me the most that day. And so I saved the best for last. I saved the best for last. Now, one of those previous tips was being mindful of attaching I will to your goals. And I shared a story with you about how that slowed me down and held me back for so long without me even realizing it. Because Oprah has a saying, right? Oprah often speaks, and in her full power, right, as Oprah does. I saw her live once, and Oprah said, she says, I can, I will, watch me. And I realized after years of saying, I will do this, I will do that, I will do this, I will do that. The problem with I will is I will keeps your dreams, goals, and desires off in the future. And I don't know about you, right? But once I figured that out and I realized it, I was like, wait a second. I don't want my dreams, goals, and desires somewhere out there in the future. I want to bring my dreams, goals, and desires into the now. So the shift that I shared with you on that one, instead of I can, I will, watch me, right? Stepping into your power and saying, I can, I am, watch me. And that actually ties back in perfectly. I'll just sync that back to last night. And last night's shift was shift I can't to I can how. Shift I can't to I can how. And now you're seeing drop the will, right? Drop the will in your goals, because if you say you will do something, you will do something is off in the future, and you want to bring that into the now, right? So no more can't, I can how. No more will, shift that to I am. So then it becomes I can, I am, watch me. And that is so much more powerful. Now, I almost said I was going to teach 2 things tonight, and then I was like, no, Jessa, keep it simple, only teach 1. But because of the I can, I am, watch me, it's really important, and I'm going to link it in with the number 10 that I was planning to share with you tonight. And I'm going to give you 2, actually. I'm going to give you 2 instead of 1. The first being, start to be really careful and really mindful of what you are attaching I am or my to. What are you attaching I am or my to? Now, the reason for that one is I am and my are really, really, really short, simple, right? I am 3 letters, my 2 letters, right? Those are really, really short, but extremely potent, extremely powerful, because whatever you attach I am or my to, you are taking ownership of. And when you take ownership of something and you program that ownership into your subconscious mind, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy without you even realizing it or being aware of it or noticing. Well, what do I mean? What am I referring to? Right? The easiest example for this happens to be where I see it the most is when it comes to um, like when it comes to medical stuff, right? My back part of my background is in medicine, and um, sometimes the medical examples are just as plentiful as the money examples. So the easiest example, because part of working with people in mastering your mind, right, is mastering some of these really small shifts. This being one of the most powerful, right? I am or my. And I notice, so a lot of people will use language such as my anxiety or my diabetes, right? So when you attach my to things like that, again, you are taking ownership of that, right? And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because you say that over and over again, and you're perpetuating the problem. Now, you're not doing that intentionally. You're not aware that you're doing that, but you're perpetuating the problem. Because again, that is how powerful your mind is. Remember, right? Your mind is a $27 billion asset with 27 billion kilowatts of power. So where is that 27 billion kilowatts of power being directed? And especially when it comes to I am or my, you really want to make sure that that 27 billion kilowatts of power is being directed towards I am or my statements that are incredibly empowering versus incredibly disempowering, right? Or that are perpetuating something as significant as disease in the body. And that is so that's a real thing, right? So you don't want to attach my to things like that, right? Because again, you're taking ownership of that. The other thing would be I am statements. So I am, right? I am successful, I am rich. Those are empowering I am statements versus I am lazy, I am fat, right? Like if you say things like that to yourself, you're taking ownership of these unsupportive things that you don't want in your life, right? And so it's not about being delusional. Um, yes, you need to have the awareness of something that isn't working the way you would like it to in your life, right? So if weight is an issue for you, you do have to take ownership of that in order to create change. Take ownership of the fact that that a change needs to happen, but don't take ownership of the problem. Right? Take ownership of the fact that you are stepping up for the change, right? That you're stepping up for the change. So similar to in financial, right? If someone says like I'm broke, right? Or if you say I can't afford that. Remember, there's no I can't, right? So I can't afford that. No, yes, you can. I can how, right? I can how. So that's one of those words that I'll get into on a different day, right? But I can how, right? I can afford that. I can invest in that. I can pay for that with ease. How? So that you're now empowering, right? You're now empowering and activating your subconscious mind to support you in that process and on that path and on that journey. So then the other, right? So the other, and this ties in, right? So make sure any of your I am or my statements, anything you're attaching I am or my to, is supportive, right? Is supportive, is being attached to things that you choose to have in your life, right? So remember, want still comes from a place of lack. So shifting beyond what it is that you want into what it is that you choose to have, and make sure that your I am and your my statements are supportive of what it is that you choose to have in your life that you're creating, right? And then the other one, when it comes to goals, because this ties in with the like, I can, I am, watch me, right? So I can how, I am, watch me. And so the other shift on the other side of it is is when you are wording your goals, right? Whether you're making a mental note of your goals or you're writing your goals down, make sure you phrase your goals as I have or I always, right? So for example, I have ample time during my day to complete projects. I always complete my projects ahead of schedule, right? So you can see where you're leveraging time in your favor, right? By saying, I have ample time in my day to get everything done, and I always complete my projects ahead of schedule. So then if you circle all of those, circle some of those together, right? Some powerful I ams, right? I am unstoppable. I am rich. I am successful. I am worthy. Yes, I always spend time, your power of five, right? I always spend time with supportive, inspiring, and empowering people. I always travel and enjoy luxurious, lavish experiences. I always have plenty of time, plenty of money, plenty of love, plenty of health. I always have plenty. And so so this is almost like the all encompassing of all of the 10 ways are kind of all fitting in together there. And truly, 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 so, right? Language is so, 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 so powerful because I know that these changes, when I talk about them, I know that it seems very nuanced. It might seem simple. It might seem easy, right? And the thing is it is simple, but it's not easy. It is simple, but it's not easy. Because again, if it were easy, everyone would do it. If it were easy to change a habit, everyone would do it. And so you have to understand that these unsupportive language patterns that everyone has, it's a habit. It's a habit. And understand that you will hear many, many, many really successful people who don't have the awareness. And when every time I hear one of them say, I'm going to TRY to do something, I cringe. I'm like, oh gosh, like really? Because it's become at this point like fingernails on a chalkboard for me. But when I hear people say that, I'm just like, no, right? Because there are the most successful people in the world are the best communicators, the innovators, and the investors, right? The most successful, the most wealthy people in the world are your highly, 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 highly efficient, effective communicators, innovators, and investors. And so it is always, always valuable to improve all three of those things, to improve your communication, to improve innovation, to improve your investments, right? And those are all foundational staples in the sphere of the peaceful billionaire, right? Because I know because I've experienced it by implementing those things in my own life and in my own business, the power, the ripple effect, the change that comes from being a really, really exceptional, exquisite communicator, an innovator, which I get all of my innovation through my subconscious mind by using theta mind work, by using a theta flow state, which is something that I'll talk about and teach later on. But if you're in my sphere, if you're in my programs, if you're a private client of mine, that is something that you also have access to using on a regular basis. It is one of the tools, one of my many tools and techniques to give you access to 100% of your mind, 100% of that $27 billion asset that you already own, those 27 billion kilowatts of power, right? That is always my intention, to bring to you the pinnacle of neuroscience and innovation in a really simple, really profound, really powerful, simple, but also fun way for you to achieve your financial destiny, the financial freedom, the lifestyle that you not only desire, but you deserve to have, and that you are meant to have, that you are destined to have. And that is the gift. That is the gift. And what comes along with that in the way that I do it with the Peaceful Billionaire Wealth System is that you get true freedom. True freedom. Freedom in the outer world, right? Freedom in that outer world of money, financial freedom in that world, and then inner freedom, peace, fulfillment, inner freedom, freedom from those shackles of your mind that hold you back, that little voice that says that keeps you small, that dims your light. No more. None of that. None of that. It is like giving you this power, this frequency, access to that inside you, that which is already yours, so that you can have anything you choose to have in this life. Absolutely anything. And I know that it's true, and I know that it works, because not only has it worked for me, it has worked for countless numbers of my clients, and those numbers continue to grow. And it's about doing it in the most supportive and the highest and best way, so that you get there in a way, again, that is supportive. It's the highest and best way. It's the most efficient way. And that's where bringing the pinnacle of neuroscience and innovation into wealth creation has been the most powerful combination. Once I saw the power of it in my own life, I was blown away, and I was like, I have to give this to as many people as humanly possible, right? That freedom, right? Both in your inner world of money, as well as in the outer world of money, in that financial world, the real financial freedom, the positive cash flow, the multiple bank accounts, the multiple streams of passive income that support the lifestyle, the time freedom, right? The time and lifestyle freedom, but also, right? Because none of that would feel as good and none of that would matter if you didn't have the inner peace and freedom to go along with it, right? So that's the fusion. The fusion is for you to have both. All right. I am going to leave you with all of that this evening. I will be back live tomorrow morning in 12 hours at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be back with you tomorrow morning at that 11:30 Eastern Time. I'll be dropping some new wisdom, some new diamonds, some new pearls for you on your success journey, on your journey to complete time and financial freedom, right? And how to really use the value and the power of your mind, that $27 billion asset, those 27 billion kilowatts of power that are already yours. We'll be stepping with some new diamonds, pearls of wisdom, as well as an opportunity for you to share and celebrate your wins with me for the week, no matter how big or how small those wins are. We're going to celebrate together, because what gets celebrated gets replicated. And if you have any questions for me, you can drop your questions in the comments, and I will be sure to answer them. So that is all for this evening. Again, Jessica Carter, the Peaceful Billionaire. I will see you in the morning. Bye for now.